Outside one of the city's most expensive hotels, a woman named Victoria points an angry finger, her voice sharp and cold. The young man in the red shirt, Leo, can only stand there as she insults his job, his life, and everything about him. She is a powerful client, used to getting her way, and she wants him fired. To her, he is just a nobody, a valet who was too slow with her luxury car. But what happens when she pushes her complaint all the way to the top, only to walk into the boardroom and find that same young man sitting at the head of the table? Before we continue the story, we'd love to know where you are watching from. Please let us know in the comments so we can bring more stories that resonate with you. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss our upcoming stories. Now, let's dive in. The Grand Elysian Hotel was a world of its own. It was a place where money wasn't just spoken, it was silent. It was in the polished marble floors, the quiet efficiency of the staff, and the soft golden light that made everyone look like they were in a movie. To Victoria Vance, this world was her natural habitat. She was a titan of the real estate world, a woman who built her empire by being tougher, smarter, and more ruthless than anyone else in the room. Today, however, she was not feeling powerful. A billion-dollar deal had just fallen apart, and she was in a foul mood. All she wanted was her car, a sleek black Bentley, so she could go home. She stood under the hotel's magnificent entrance, tapping her expensive shoe impatiently. And that's when she saw him. Leo. He was jogging toward her, his valet uniform a simple red shirt and black pants. He had a kind face and a professional smile, but Victoria wasn't interested in kindness. She was interested in speed. "Where is my car?" she snapped, her voice cutting through the calm evening air. Leo stopped a few feet away, catching his breath slightly. "Good evening, Miss Vance. Your car is on its way. It will be here in just 1 minute." 1 minute felt like an eternity to Victoria. 1 minute? I asked for my car 10 minutes ago. Do you know how much my time is worth? It's certainly worth more than your entire month's salary. The insult hung in the air. A few other guests waiting nearby looked over, their eyes filled with a mix of curiosity and discomfort. Leo's smile tightened, but he remained professional. "I apologize for the delay, ma'am. There was a traffic jam in the garage, but it is coming right now." Victoria let out a cold laugh. "Excuses. That's all I ever get from people like you. People who don't understand what real work is. People who have no ambition." She took a step closer, lowering her voice into a menacing hiss. "What's your name?" "It's Leo, ma'am." "Well, Leo," she said, pointing her finger at his chest, just like in the picture. "I am going to make sure that by tomorrow you won't have a job to come to. I will speak to your manager, and then I will speak to the owner of this hotel. I will make sure they know what kind of useless people they are hiring." At that moment, her Bentley pulled up to the curb. Without another word, Victoria turned, got into her car, and sped away, leaving Leo standing alone on the sidewalk. Leo watched her go, the anger and humiliation washing over him. He had been working as a valet for 3 months. Before that, he worked in housekeeping, and before that, in the hotel kitchen. It was all part of a plan. A plan created by his father, Michael Harrison, the billionaire owner of the entire Elysian hotel chain. His father had one rule: To lead, you must first learn to serve. He wanted Leo to see the business not from a top-floor office, but from the ground up. He wanted him to understand the employees, to feel their challenges, and to see their customers, the good and the bad. Tonight, he had certainly seen the bad. He took a deep breath, straightened his shirt, and went back to work. The next morning, Victoria Vance walked into the Grand Elysian like a storm. She was dressed in a sharp business suit, ready for battle. She had called ahead and demanded a meeting with the highest level of management possible. She was not going to let this go. To her, this was about respect. Her respect. The hotel manager, a kind man named Daniel, met her in the lobby. "Miss Vance, thank you for coming in. We have arranged the meeting for you in our main boardroom." Victoria was pleased. The main boardroom. Good. They were taking her seriously. She followed Daniel through a set of large wooden doors into a stunning room with a long, polished table and a breathtaking view of the city. At the far end of the table, looking out the window, stood a young man in a simple, well-fitted suit. Victoria didn't pay him much attention. She assumed he was an assistant or an intern. "You can have a seat, Ms. Vance," Daniel said. "The owner will be with you shortly." Victoria sat down, placing her expensive handbag on the table. She looked at the young man, who was now turning away from the window. Their eyes met, and Victoria's world froze. Her mouth fell open slightly. It couldn't be. It was him, the valet, Leo. But he wasn't wearing a red shirt. He was wearing a dark blue suit that probably cost more than her shoes. "You," she whispered, unable to form a complete sentence. Leo gave a small, calm smile. "Miss Vance, good morning." Just then, the boardroom door opened again, and an older, powerful-looking man walked in. This man was Michael Harrison, a legend in the hotel industry. "Victoria," Michael said with a pleasant but firm voice. "Thank you for coming. I understand you had a complaint about one of our employees." Victoria couldn't take her eyes off Leo. Her mind was racing. What was happening? Was this a joke? Michael Harrison walked to the head of the table and stood next to Leo. He put a hand on Leo's shoulder. "Victoria, I believe you've already met our new head of client experience," he said. Victoria stared, confused. "Head of what?" "Let me introduce you properly," Michael continued, his voice steady. "This is my son, Leo Harrison." The silence in the room was deafening. Victoria felt all the blood drain from her face. She looked at Leo, the valet she had insulted, the boy she had threatened, and saw the heir to the entire Elysian fortune. The shame hit her like a physical blow. She wanted the marble floor to swallow her whole. I didn't know," she stammered. Leo finally spoke, his voice not angry, but full of a quiet authority she had not heard before. "No, Miss Vance, you didn't know," he said, walking slowly toward her side of the table. "But it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter if I was a valet, a cook, or the owner's son. Everyone deserves to be treated with basic respect. My father put me in that position so I could understand what our employees go through every single day." He continued, "You didn't see a person last night. You saw a uniform. You saw someone you thought was beneath you. Someone you could step on to make yourself feel better after a bad day." Victoria had no response. Every word was true. "We value your business, Ms. Vance," Leo said, his voice now crisp and professional. "But we value our employees more. We are building a company based on respect from the ground up. I hope that in the future you will treat our staff with the same courtesy you would show my father, or me." He didn't fire her as a client. He didn't yell. He did something far more powerful. He held up a mirror to her behavior, and for the first time in a long time, Victoria Vance did not like what she saw. She stood up, her face red with embarrassment. "I understand," she said quietly. Then she picked up her bag and walked out of the boardroom without looking back. As the door closed, Michael Harrison looked at his son with a proud smile. "Well, Leo," he said, "welcome to the boardroom." Leo had passed his father's test, not just by working hard, but by showing that he understood the most important lesson of all, that a person's worth is not defined by their job, but by their character. So that was the story of Leo and Victoria. A powerful reminder that we should never judge a person by the uniform they wear. We have a question for you. Have you ever witnessed someone being treated poorly just because of their job? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if this story resonates with you, please hit that subscribe button. It's completely free for you, but it helps us a lot to continue bringing you these stories. Thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful day, and we'll see you in the next video.